Deebo's concerning me. And it's free. You're allowed to say whatever you want about Trey and nitpick him. But Deebo, if you say that he's a little overweight or not quite as fast or whatever, people are like, based on what? And people aren't there at practice with me. So I've been trying to say it kind of like quietly, like whisper it. But now people saw it. And that's what it looks like when he runs deep in practice. He doesn't separate vertically. People say he's not that kind of a player. All right, well, he's supposed to be elite. I don't know. What do you see from Deebo?
So, I mean, maybe I differ a little bit. The problem I see with Deebo, the mistake I see with Deebo is that I don't think he's ever been the deep route player. I don't ever think he's been a burner. He was perfect receiver for Jimmy Garoppolo. Slants, screens, passes, plays like that. That's where Deebo's strength is. My problem isn't necessarily with Deebo. Again, this to me goes back to Parag and John and Kyle giving the Deebo the bag this year. And good for him. I'm glad he did. He bought a house. That's awesome. I'm happy. I truly am happy for people that find success in life. But they shouldn't have done it. Why? What is it going to accomplish? They've just paid him elite receiver money. And really what he is the elite weapon in the NFL. Yeah. He's better at running than he is catching balls. His hand, he's never been known for going deep. He's never been known for being a burner. He's never been known for having great hands. Nope. And those are all things you want from a receiver, right? So what Deebo's going to be great at is running the ball, catching the slants, the yards after catch. Screens, right? But now they paid him the bag. And again, I'm happy for Deebo. Good for him. But from an organization standpoint, you just guarantee this guy millions of dollars and you still don't have an offensive line.
And so far, he's not a great fit with Trey. I mean, you said he's good on the slants and the in-breaking routes. Well, that's not something that Trey's real good at right now. And then no matter where Trey tries to throw to Deebo, like Trey throws a less catchable ball than Jimmy. It's coming harder. It's not a perfect spiral every time. Ayuk can catch it. Kittle can catch it. Deebo's having problems. Now, maybe if he'd been here all offseason and had more practice, it wouldn't be an issue. But he wasn't. And they're trying to like cram it in like a month. And so far, that's what it looks like in the game. So they got to figure out how those two are going to work together because so far they don't know. It's okay. Yeah. We got screens, we got running back, we got pitches. Anything else? Oh, not the slants, not the intermediate stuff. Maybe deep. Yeah. Okay, we'll go deep. Well, that's not working either right now. And again, is it fair? Look, you said they gave him the bag maybe a little prematurely. Sometimes what happens to players that get the bag is they lose a little hunger. And they become a little slower. I mean, it happens to a lot of people. It happened to Jimmy Graham. To me, he looks not as fast, not as explosive, not as hungry. I hope I'm wrong. He still has 3 weeks to get into tip-top shape. But, man, outrun Steven Nelson, please. 30-year-old DB, come on, man. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to have to put Danny Gray in there, buddy.
It's entirely possible that Deebo has an amazing season, and I look stupid for saying what I am today. And I'm sure a lot of people are pissed off. But if I'm looking at things from the 49ers standpoint, if I'm the GM for the 49ers, I'm not paying anybody unless I absolutely have to, and that they've proven season after season who they are. And Deebo,
and they should have learned that from Jimmy, right?
Right. They should have learned it from Jimmy, right? And the way Deebo plays, man, he's going to take a lot of hits, and I'm knock on wood, nothing happens to him. But you guaranteed him a lot of money, paid him elite wide receiver money for a guy who's going to be one of the best weapons in the league, no question, an important part of this team, but not an elite receiver from a receiving standpoint. That's not who he is. Ayuk's a better matchup for Trey Lance than Deebo by far.
I mean, they gave Fred one of the bag, and he had his worst season after that. They gave George Kittle the bag, and he's had 2 seasons that weren't quite as good as the ones before then. I don't know. I think, maybe there's a pattern here. Maybe the Niners might want to think about this. And maybe it's Kyle. Like, dude, do you really need to have a big, happy family, or do you need to make decisions that are best for the organization?
And there's somebody who needs to override him, right? Yeah. And I don't think John Lynch is the guy to do it. Somebody needs to override him. Like, no, man, like, we need to see more before we, invest that much into a wide receiver.